Hello, JJ here from 22 Explosive Hits, coming at you right now with a No Ktel Thursday. And today I want to focus on as you can see in my background, the movie Mo Better Blues. And actually, what I want to focus on is the Marsalis group. I noticed going through my collection that I do have a lot of stuff by Branford Marsalis that I wanted to point out. There's some really good jazz. Behind me is Denzel Washington's movie, Mo Better Blues. It's right here. I actually interned on this movie. Yeah, I remember giving bagels and cream cheese to people on the set. A little interesting fun fact of this particular movie as well is that a lot of Europeans were really into jazz and they come to New York to look for this club. The club was actually fictitious because Spike wanted to film these really swooping shots and everything like that of a jazz club, but all the jazz clubs were so small that he couldn't do that. So he actually built a set, which was actually right by where Sesame Street's filmed in the Silver Cup Studios out there. If anybody has the opportunity, though, I do have the soundtrack on digital as well. I love the movie. Um, it has a really good jazz tune. I'm not really keen on the rap tune that's on there, but I do like all the jazz stuff. Has a really good jazz singer or two that's singing the song Harlem Blues. There's two different versions of it on the soundtrack as well. Also in this movie, the original title for this movie was called Love Supreme. However, John Coltrane's estate would not give permission when they read the script to allow him to use that title. But they did allow him to put the song Love Supreme in the movie as a montage, but they couldn't put it on the soundtrack, and they couldn't title the movie what they wanted to. But yeah, it's a great film, great music. Um, I don't. As parts of the film though is that the dialogue sometimes in it doesn't seem real. If you watch it, sometimes they talk kind of, it doesn't sound like real talk. It wasn't like, it sounds kind of odd, but it wasn't until like Jungle Fever and then maybe to Malcolm X that he started having like almost real dialogue. You have to watch it. Also, I do think the film runs a little bit long at some points where it's like, all right, get on with it already, get on with the story. I know where you're going with this, but I kind of want to speed it up. But the performances in here are amazing. Samuel L. Jackson's in there as one of the thugs. Um, Spike Lee plays his best friend who has a gambling problem. And Denzel does a really good job as always. And Denzel can be in anything and do an amazing job, still perform and do what needs to be done. If you're into jazz, John Coltrane, I do recommend this movie. I recommend the soundtrack also. Again, the movie's Mo Better Blues. But when I went through my collection, being that I'm a Deadhead, as people may know, if you go onto this album, Grateful Dead Live Without a Net, Branford Marsalis is on here when he does Eyes of the World. It is, if anybody has this soundtrack, this particular one, it's like a 20-minute version of the song, but they added in the saxophone with Branford Marsalis, and it's really good. Sting is also on this one as well. What's amazing to me when people perform with the Grateful Dead, they tend to do the Dead. They don't really do their own stuff. John Mayer, I've not heard him do his own solo stuff like when he's playing with the Dead. It's like they have some kind of respect, admiration for the group, and that's what they play, and kind of what they want to play. So yeah, I do recommend if you've not heard this track to check it out. I've been playing it a lot on my phone. The track to the Eyes of the World that's on this particular record. I do recommend it. This is a great album. Also, Feels Like the Stranger is really good on here. Brett Midland does a really good job on this one as well. So I wanted to point that one out. And I also have an Allman Brothers recording. Allman Brothers released these live recordings of their music. This particular concert was the Allman Brothers Band at the Attila Pavilion at Walnut Creek in Raleigh, North Carolina on August 10th, 03. And the one I want to point out is this says have a version of Whipping Post with Branford Marsalis playing the saxophone. And again, it's amazing. And he adds so much to it. I've always been impressed with jam bands that want to add, more depth, more other sounds to their music, and that's where like Rat Dog's amazing because they always have the saxophone in their stuff. I think he enjoyed that with Branford, so Bob Weir kind of incorporated that in his stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today for No K-Tel Thursday. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and let's remember to bring each other up rather than bring each other down. Have a great day.